Hey guys, how you doing? What's going on, YouTube world? This is Kyle Lewis, Kyle Louie here, bringing you guys another LTV, a life topic vlog, right here on Kyle's vlog. I'm so excited you guys are here. If you've been with me since the beginning, you know what I do. I help, ins- I help, encourage, and inspire. And if you're new here, well, now you know what I do. Um, uh, what I try to do, guys, is I just talk about life things. I bring up life topics, conversational things, struggles, concerns, worry, fun things as well. And we even go places sometimes. That's something that might be happening in the near future here. That we'll be going on trips or something. And you guys will come along with me. I got to get a better camera because at the moment I'm filming with my phone. So we'll see what happens there. But um, anyways, I think I'm doing okay. I know they're not flashy dashy videos right now because I don't have the right software to edit them, but I hope that I'm doing okay. I mean, obviously, the means of this channel is just to help, encourage, and inspire. If I'm doing that, then I'm doing what I've wanted. Um, so if you're new here, okay, if you're new here, number one, if you've been with me since the beginning, if you like my vlogs, what I've done, um, hit that like button, please. Um, I want to see if we can get up to 15 likes. I don't think we've gotten higher than 7 or 8 likes. I want to see if we can get to 15. If we get to 15, then I know that you guys love me. If we don't, I'm going to cry in the next video. All right? And you guys don't want to see that, but it will happen. All right? Um, anyways, yeah. Again, I might leave. Well, not again, but um, I'm actually thinking about leaving um, my email in my description box down below. If you guys want to reach out to me that way and maybe suggest a topic, or if there's an idea, or if you have a question, or if you want to add something, if there's yeah, I mean, I want this to be inclusive. If you guys are kind of shy to talk about on here, you guys can always email me. I'm no professional. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I am someone who cares. I have a heart for people, and I believe that the heart is the most important thing, and I want to do my best to share that with you guys, and so that way you guys don't feel alone. I'm really sorry for the lighting in here, guys. That's like the only light we have in here besides my bathroom, and I don't want to show you that. Um, so I'm sorry if it's a little dark. I mean, maybe I'll get a little table lamp sometime. But anyways, you guys probably noticed I got new glasses. This is the first pair, and then I have this kind, which is big and bulky. I wanted to try to do something different, and so far, most people like the other ones that I just had on, so I'll probably stick to those more likely. Um, but it's a little different, and if something happens to these or my other ones, um, then I have this to fall back on, which is a good plan. But anyways, I know I look like a bug right now, don't I? Bzzz. Okay. Anyways, um, to get in the video, guys, because I've already wasted a few minutes. Um, I want to talk about, as you see by the title, it's called Coping with Grief. Um, Tomorrow is my dad's 5th year anniversary since he had passed on to glory. And I want to talk about um, coping with grief. I want to try to give my advice to you. That's if you're dealing with a loss of a family member or someone you really care about or love. Um, I mean, all loss is different, and it also depends on, your connection with that person. But I know what loss is, and I just want to share how I've been able to kind of get through it. And I want to be honest with you. I want to be real, and I want you guys to feel like, you know, that it's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve. And so we'll talk about that too. But maybe we'll talk about some other losses too. I don't know. I mean, other things that we grieve about. But mainly tomorrow is my dad's 5th-year anniversary since he passed on, and I know I did a celebration video of his life for his birthday, um, a month or so ago, about a month ago, and that was a wonderful video. Everybody loved it. I definitely suggest you guys to go back and check back on that one if you want. Um, I'm getting emotional already. Sorry. I'm trying not to say ums. Sorry for that. Yeah, so I just want to talk about how I've been able to kind of get through it. Um, I know some friends who have lost somebody, and I'm sure there's someone on here watching right now who may have lost somebody, and I just want to help in some way. And I feel like just encouragement on my behalf might help. Hopefully, we'll see. If it does, leave in the comments below. I appreciate that. Or email me. Um, but yeah, the thing about grief is that it seems like it's never ending, right? It's an ongoing thing. Um, and that's the thing about grief is that grief is a never ending thing. We are human. And when we experience any type of loss or a breakup or, a divorce, loss of a job, um, whatever it may be, um, there's different type of griefs. They are different type of grief, griefs. Sorry, they're just different, right? Um, but grief is something that we think we can just turn off, and that's not true, unfortunately. Um, when I lost my dad 5 years ago, it was a sudden thing. We had no idea. We knew that he wasn't feeling good. He was sick. He had Crohn's, and some, but he was young. He was 55. And there are all kinds of stuff emotions that I dealt with and I still deal with because grief is an ongoing thing. I will never, ever get over the fact that I lost my dad at that age and so quick. My dad was my best friend, and I mentioned that in many of my videos because it's the truth. I'm grateful for my mom because the love that my dad has and had for her still kind of shows, and so she'll express that. And but anyways, yeah. So June 11th, 2015 was when he passed on, and I think about it every day. I think about the fact that he isn't here. Um, I tried moving to get over my grief. I was definitely angry and upset, frustrated, sad. I was in disbelief. It was really hard. It was really, really hard for all of us, and many others. The thing about my dad is that he was such a lovely, kind person that when we had his funeral, we had no idea the amount of people we were going to have at the funeral. We probably planned on maybe 200, just because our church at the time seats about 300, maybe more, maybe a little bit more than that. And we probably had about 450, maybe 500 people there. We had a full house. And the thing that I kept saying to my mom was like, you think Dad would have told us all the people that he knew, because we would have planned this, or planned to have, but we didn't know that many people. That we knew enough, but we didn't know a whole, like, everyone. And so it was one of those things where um just it was just the outpouring reach of his love for people. Um that made me so happy. And so I try to hold on to that today. Um Again, I still deal with grief because he isn't here. He isn't here. He's a part of me. And there's times where maybe I experience something um, that um, like a sign from him. Um, but yeah, I mean, the thing about loss is that until we go, we're gonna grieve. We're gonna be saddened. But what I try to do is I try to celebrate his life. I don't mourn the fact that well, no. I mean, I try. I try so hard to celebrate his life and what he has done for me. But the hard part is that I can't celebrate with him. Um, and I'm sure that's the same feeling for you guys. When you have lost somebody, or if you have lost somebody, you don't know how to move on. And the thing is when I found out my dad had passed on, I didn't want to accept it. Um, I didn't. Um, he always opened the garage when he was home, and that was the way we knew that he was home. And the thing about him passing was that um, I didn't see him. Um, my mom and dad got up earlier than I did, and my dad would go to work early, and um, he would come home at like 9 o'clock. He would open the garage or whatever, and that's how we knew he was home. And when the sheriffs picked me up at my work, they had my mom. Actually, no, it was my pastor who came to pick us up, because they didn't want us driving because of the shock. And I didn't find out until I got home. But again, I was just hoping that it was a joke. It just seemed like everything stopped, slowed down. Um, I couldn't process it because of the way that the sheriff said it was like, that your dad was in an accident. And I thought he was going to say that he was okay, and he didn't. And then that night, I just hoped for the garage to open, but it didn't. I talked a lot about the past in my videos, that I wasn't a very nice. I mean, I was a pretty good kid, but I was also selfish and not nice at times to my dad. Um, And that's one of the stages of grief is guilt. And one of the things that I remember my dad saying, because he said to me um, the night before that he passed on, I didn't see him because he was tired. He would go to bed, and he spoke to me through the other side of the door. My door was shut. He usually opens it and talks. Um, but that night, he just talked to me through the door. And he said to me, um, he said to me, um, sorry, um, he said to me that he loved me and that he was always going to be there for me. He knew I was kind of going through a hard time that day, and that's what he was replying on. But little did I know that was the last thing he said to me. And so when there's that guilt of anger, when I wasn't nice to him, I remember his last words, and that's what I hold on to. Um, I try to talk about him, and I do, and I'm proud to, uh, because to me, I feel like if I don't talk about my dad, I feel like I'm forgetting my dad. And I know people do that differently, and that may sound weird, but to me, it's like if I'm not talking about him, I'm forgetting him. And I want to do the best that I can, like I said before, to celebrate him, and the life that he had, and the impact he's made on my life and my family's lives and friends. Um, it's just one of those things where any loss is going to be different. Because, like I said, it depends on the connection you have with that person. And I love my mom. I'm gonna. She's gonna live until she's 100, maybe longer, if there's any way that I can help with that. Um, but sorry, guys. I want to share a little quote with you. Um, and it might be encouraging to you because when I read it, I was really encouraged and I was lifted. And it, I don't know who the author is or who wrote this. So if you know this writer who said it, please let me know. It didn't have a name underneath it, but it said, grief never ends, but it changes. It's a passage, not a place to stay. Grief is not a sign of weakness, nor a lack of faith. It is the price of love. I've lost my grandparents. I've lost friends. I lost my dad. The thing about coping with grief is that I try to remain strong. Not 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 in sorrow. Although there's nothing wrong with that. Because um normal reactions to the loss of someone is shock, anger, disbelief, guilt, and sadness. And I mean, it depends on the significance of what that was, like I said, I mean, loss of a job. Beforehand, I said loss of a job or a divorce. Um, Whatever it is, we deal with loss differently, and we think that it's just going to stop, and unfortunately, it doesn't. We learn from it. Um, and the thing that I learned the most about my dad was just how special he was, and I try to lead on or continue on with that legacy. Um, so my best advice to you is if you lost somebody, to not think of it like they're completely gone, because they are with you. They are a part of you. And the fact that you were so impacted with them or encouraged by them, um, is what should encourage you to continue on. Um, yeah, I'm going to say that quote one more time before I end here. Grief never ends, but it changes. It's a passage, not a place to stay. Grief is not a sign of weakness, nor a lack of faith. It is the price of love. When we love someone, we're going to be impacted, and we're going to be sad when they're gone. But like I said, they're not completely gone. And if you believe in God, you're going to see them again. But as of right now, as you live on down here and they're up there, remember to celebrate them by pressing on. That's what I did. That's what I'm doing. Today, hold on, guys, my phone's about to die. All right, much better. Okay. One of the things that I did today when I was driving around to get these, um, I put in the CD band, the band. I put in Chicago. It's a former brass band. I think they're still together. Maybe, I don't know. But Chicago was a band that my parents connected on, and my dad shared it with like all of us. And I remember I had no idea what love was back in the day, but when he would play this song in the car, I kind of made fun of him for it at first. And I remember him playing it when I um, went to my football practices or baseball practices, whatever it was. We would just be in the car, and I think after the first couple times I heard it, I started to kind of like get with it. Um, and today I put in that CD, played the song that he liked, and it was like an instant just, I got the shivers down my spine. He was there, and so it was a blessing. Um, but anyways, I hope this was encouraging to you guys. I really do. Remember, love is the most important thing, and that's why we grieve. Um, but to not lose yourself in it, like press on, move on, but never forget. You know, there's that too. Never forget the connection that person made to your life, and try to hold on and continue forward, because that's probably what they want you to do. Um, anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next vlog. All right, Kyle Lewis, Kyle Louie out.